So
Summer Showcase. Thank you very much to Matt and Laura.
We're going to go here real quick
as host, but it is not.
Give me just 1 second. So before we begin, first of all, thank you again to the FGS guys for sponsoring that last stream. So what we are going to do now, I am incredibly excited about. Now, as you guys know, I have been following a certain company for a long time. I have loved pretty much everything they put out, and they announced something really, really special today. And that is Owlcat has announced the Expanse. And this game is looking to be pretty amazing. It looks a little bit new, a little bit something they haven't done before. So what we're going to do today is we are going to talk to our friend Alexander Mishulin, the creative director at Owlcat. Hello, Mr. Alexander. How are you?
Hello, thank you. I'm very excited about the announcement and all the great games we saw at the Future Game Show.
Oh, man. Well, I have to say, I found out about this very recently and obviously had to sign many things because this really came out of nowhere. And to just tell a little story, when I was first asked about this, my contact at Owlcat, who I know is Starrock, he goes, I want you to take a couple guesses at what you think this IP is going to be. And I was like, oh, sure. So I tossed out a few guesses. And he just goes, you know what? You're never going to get it at this rate. You're just never, you're just like, this is so, how did this happen, Alexander? How did Owlcat end up with the Expanse?
Actually, it's kind of similar to all our previous projects. We had a group of fans inside the studio that came out with an internal pitch for the game, and we loved it. We discussed the hell out of it, understood how we can make a great game, what will it mean for the studio, how to make it happen, and started working out on details. And after that, when we were pretty sure that we can make it happen, we are very excited about this. The people who proposed the pitch are very excited about the whole story. We approached Alcon with our idea, and they were excited as well. So we began working.
Oh, that is incredibly cool. So let's take care of some of the early questions about this game that I'm sure are on a lot of people's mind. We'll start with the overarching one. Let's say I'm an Owlcat fan, but I don't have a lot of experience, or maybe I've never even heard of the Expanse. Is this going to be a game for me?
Yes, of course. First of all, the story happens alongside the main events of the beginning of Expanse books or a show, and you get to experience those events and aftermath of those, see them for yourselves. For example, how Belters react to the destructions of Canterbury. And by such course of action, you are introduced to the story, to the political situations and its implications. And as story progresses, your character are drawn into spiderweb of political intrigue and power play, as every Expanse show should be. And one of your companions is quite an expert in this field, so you get to know what is happening, you get to understand the situation and stakes, what is at play. And of course, last but not least, we will be introducing some features allowing you to understand specific terms or events and to get acquainted with the Expanse universe. We do so in our previous games, so here those will be similar ones.
Awesome. Very cool. So on that note, when you guys kind of came together and decided that we're going to do this game, what made you guys go this entire new direction with it? I mean, you guys are really good now, especially with Rogue Trader, Kingmaker. Like, you guys are really good at making CRPGs. So why not an Expanse CRPG?
When we envisioned the game, we understood that this story we would like to tell from different, a little bit more cinematographic perspective, to put you in the spacesuit and allow you to experience the space itself, or to to be up close and personal with the enemies. It's Expanse is all about people. It's more personal on deeper level, and in our opinion, genre is something that should help you tell the best story you can possibly tell. So we shifted a genre to a new one. It was not really an easy transition because we had to reestablish most of the processes. We had to do a lot of prototyping. It was like a full year of prototyping. But after that, we were pretty sure that we understand how to make this game with our own storytelling and great Expanse atmosphere.
Very cool. Very cool. So with this game in the trailer, we saw pretty much kind of like each character using different abilities. We saw kind of a main character, looked kind of like some over-the-shoulder, third-person gameplay. What kind of characters are we looking at with this game? Is this going to be the kind of thing where we can play it however we want? Are we going to be picking a class? Are we going to be picking skills? Like, how are you guys approaching this?
So when you create a character, probably I should start a little bit from different side. This time around, we are focusing on play styles. We are aiming to provide our players with more freedom in a way to play the game. In our previous games, we are playing around either established gameplay mechanics like Pathfinder or making an homage to the also quite established role-playing system in Warhammer universe. This time around, we want you to be at the front and center, to feel how the gameplay, and we want you to come up with combinations of weapons and abilities that feel right for you. So all the character creation is about helping you do that. When you're traveling through the Expanse, you will be finding new weapons or new gadgets that provide you with abilities. And as you find them, we hope you will be trying them out and find if they're right fit for you. For example, if this assault rifle, it's shooting faster but dealing less damage or less accurate, will it be feeling right for you? Or you probably want something with bigger punch but that shoots slower, and same goes for different abilities. You can pick up the ones that suit your playstyle, or you can even build a character based mostly on abilities, so you will be playing like a more ability-based game. And all character development is tied up to that, so as you progress, you will be picking up some mechanical parts, bits and pieces. I can't go in much details right now, but those mechanical, but those mechanical bits and pieces will tie up to your character and highlight your play styles. So it's still an Owlcat game. There will be some hidden synergies. There will be some things to build up on, but it all help you define your own play style in the game.
Very cool. Very cool. So traditionally, Owlcat has been really good at not only developing the narrative and story for the main character, but also the periphery characters and a lot of the companions that the character plays with. How are you guys approaching companions this time around? Is this going to be like a full equip, full loot, they have everything kind of thing, or more kind of like skill pods, like God of War? How are you guys going about it?
Companions are always a front and center of all our games, but for Expanse, they are our biggest pillars.
Awesome.
We are trying to put them at even bigger spotlight. You are going on a mission with the two companions, but the rest of the team is not left behind. They help you fulfill missions objectives in very many ways. They could be helping from the ship, and yes, you have your own ship, or they will be pursuing some of the mission objectives alongside with you, or helping you go through the mission in a particular way, or probably they form up a second team and go through another route through the mission, and sometimes you will be meeting up to fight a common enemy and then go on different directions. And all this time they're communicating with you, they're providing help with their knowledge, with their skills, and sometimes requiring help from you. So they are always with you. It's very much a huge team effort. And of course, in more peaceful times, you will be meeting them all around the ship, seeing their daily lives, and of course talking to them. And of course there will be romance.
So you just said something that made me immediately have two questions, and I completely understand that the answer to both these questions is we can't talk about it right now, or just stop asking these types of questions. Okay, first of all, you get a ship. So do you get to customize your ship?
Can't go in too much details about that, but there will be some customization and some interactions.
Do we fight in the ship?
It's not. It's yes, but it will be not a mini game or full-fledged mechanic like a spaceship battles in Rock Trader. It's mostly cinematic, but you can expect some surprises in there.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So one of the other things that we noticed in this is it seems that there are a lot of different, like we saw him charged with the shield. We saw a drone come out. We saw some kind of stealth stuff, some face things. Now, when the player is picking this for his character, is he going to be able to kind of spec his companions to make his own team, or are they going to be going down kind of their own lines?
When you will be creating a character for your own character, you will be able to choose anything you want and combine those, say, specializations in any way you like. But for the characters that join you, they are already established characters in the world. So they come up with their previous knowledge, with their previous skills, and they join in the team because they're professionals in their field. So the way they perform on the battlefield reflects their ability and professionalism. For example, Zafar, who is an engineer that was shown in the trailer, yes, he relies on his engineering aptitude and his signature ability is a turret that provides deadly support in important tactical positions. But the drone you've seen in the trailer, that's just one of the options that is available for him. So you will be able to choose the different options as well. Not only different drones, because there will be some different drones, but also some other abilities that suit Zafar. It's not the whole spectrum of abilities of all characters, but also suit your play style.
Excellent, excellent. By the way, shout out and thanks to the Owlcat community manager who has been in chat frantically answering questions from people. So just to cover some quick data points that people are wondering, this is a single player adventure. It is a third-person action RPG. There is no PvP multiplayer. It is a single-player story with companions. You can currently find more information at the bottom there, Osiris Reborn.owlcat.games. And so people have been asking about a Kickstarter. It looks like you can pre-order the game already. So I'm guessing you guys aren't going to be kickstarting this one?
Yeah, I'm not going to kickstart the game, but as with our previous games, you are able to pre-order it right now, and some of the packages come with a benefit of being able to play better version, and we are really enjoying such approach because it gives us a lot of feedback and from our dedicated fans and players. So
excellent. Excellent. One thing we haven't talked about too much, we've kind of touched on a little bit, and I feel like the end of the trailer, for those of us who have seen Expanse, kind of give us a really good anchor point as to where it is in the universe. But could you expand a little bit on when this takes place and kind of what's going on in the world at this time?
Yes, of course. It starts at the beginning of the first book or the first season of the show and goes up through the timeline up until the end of the second book or end of the second first half of the third season of the show. And the story you're experiencing, it's completely your own story. But of course, you're traveling through the slower systems that are experiencing all the events that's happening in the books or in the show. So you will be seeing the consequences of, say, Holden's decisions and
Cool.
probably dealing with it. And of course, you will be visiting some locations, both new or familiar, like Ganymede, Ceres, or Mars. And you will be meeting familiar characters as well. And speaking about those characters from the show, we can confirm that some of the actors from the show will reprise their iconic roles in our game.
Very cool. Very cool. So I think for me personally, like all of my major questions have been answered. I am now officially completely hyped for this game. It is a third-person action RPG from one of my favorite companies. It seems incredibly deep, lots of customization, big on companions, and an IP that I love. So I'm good. However, chat has some great questions that I'd love to go down. And here's an actual excellent first one. Pathfinder and Owlcat in general has been really good about offering lots of different difficulty settings. Are you guys going to be carrying that into this game as well? Is there going to be a story mode, for instance?
There certainly will be some of the difficulty settings. I couldn't go down into details yet because it's still part of the development, but it kind of our approach as a studio to make game to allow you to play the game the way you want it, and providing different difficulty settings for our players is part of this idea.
Very cool. Just out of curiosity, is this, and now we know that you guys can handle this all yourself, as we have seen multiple times through your previous products, but does the author of The Expanse have any input on this product? Some people in chat were wondering.
I can't say anything.
No problem, no
right
problem. Now, a very important question. Can you romance your companions?
Yes, there will be romance.
Excellent. Okay, great. I see the question here. Are actors reprising their roles? Yep, we already did that. Is there a release date planned for Dark Heresy and Expanse? We're going to go away from. They just announced it. We'll not do the release date stuff yet. Here's a great one. How many companions can you have in a squad? And if you can divulge this, is there a large amount more companions, or are you going to be bringing everyone with you that you can, kind of thing?
You will be going into the missions with 2 companions by your side. I cannot say how many companions altogether will be present in the game, but it's more than 2, so you will be able to choose from. I can talk a little bit more about one of the companions because it's very particular. When you're starting the game, you are not building just your own character, because this time around you're playing alongside with your twin. And when you're creating a character, you're creating not only yourself, but also your twin. And you can think about this character as your first companion that will be joining you. And because it's a separate character, you're not going to choose their skills or abilities because they came from, they grown up alongside with you, but they have their own personality. And it will be part of the story, and you will be starting together. So yeah, it's another companion.
Very cool. Very cool. Here's an interesting question that seems like a small thing, but it can have a very big impact on the main loop and what, more importantly, what you're doing while you're playing the game. Can your companions die?
I can't say anything about that.
No problem. No problem. It's kind of, I find it kind of funny. That's like, I've seen multiple people ask that question. Just goes to show you what gamers are thinking about with this stuff. So here's another one. And this is an interesting one because we've seen a lot of devs go different directions with this. When you are dealing with your companions, do they have autonomous feelings towards you? Can you make them angry? Will they leave potentially? Is it, and if you can't talk about this, that's fine, but I'm just wondering how kind of, if you guys are wanting to talk about how far you're going with it.
In all our games, we want companions to be entities with their own minds, their own characters, their own goals, their own stories, and Expanse is no different from that. So yes, they can express their own feelings and they have their own goals. Of course, they're somewhat aligned with what you are doing. Otherwise, they will not be joining you on this mission, especially in such a grounded and realistic world as an Expanse. But there will be a whole range of emotions when you are talking to them, when you're making certain decisions, when you go through their stories. It's kind of part of how we tell our stories and to make our characters.
Very cool. Very cool. This is a really interesting question, and this is kind of a question more for you, because you've been with Owlcat for a good while now, right? Yeah. So here's something that I'd love to ask you. How has it been going from a team that, you know, Kingmaker came out, had some serious problems. I mean, I vividly remember you guys were like patching each night while I was doing it. Like, it was amazing, but you guys pulled it off. It ended up being great. Wrath of the Righteous, even better. Rogue Trader, even better. And now you're at a point where you are publishing games. You have a really good looking third-person RPG in development, and you're developing a CRPG. What's it been like going from kind of the scrappy startup to all of a sudden you guys are like kind of becoming pretty serious?
It's a hell of a journey. It's very encouraging because we still have that scrappy startup feeling inside us because we are burning with passion about how to make games, how to tell interesting stories. But nevertheless, we are building up the processes that allow us to make bigger games or to make games with less amount of bugs on release, focusing on polishing on the less interesting but more necessary parts of the game development. And when we are bringing people, new people to the team, we're always looking for the passion to make games, to tell a story, and to be responsible for the part of the game you are making. It's how the studio is built. So growing up wasn't really very difficult because it comprises of all the people who just want to make the best game ever. And I can't talk about the business side of things, but it's also taken care of, and we are making the games we would like to make.
Ah, man, great answer. I love the passion there. Love the passion. Going back to the game a little bit, chat had a really good question. Is this the kind of game where I am going to be able to be distinctly like good or evil? Or is it the kind of thing where, you know, it's more of just me as my character?
Of course, there will be a lot of role-playing options, but this time around, you can expect it to be a little more curated than in our previous games to allow us to better fit overall storytelling of this universe. So answer is there are still plenty of options from starting from being really good Samaritan up to being very practical, pragmatical, and gritty, but not as a huge spectrum as in some of our previous games.
Very cool. Is this a game that you feel is more linear, where you want players to hit the story beats kind of quickly and efficiently? Or is this going to be more semi-open world or just open world?
It's semi-open world is a little bit vague term because it covers a lot of different games. Yeah. So I would say semi-open world, and I will be feeling pretty safe about it.
Cool.
But I can tell that you will be experiencing the game kind of in the same way as our previous ones. There are a huge major beats that leads to huge undertakings, missions, or everything. But at the same time, there are a lot of places to visit, and there are side stories, there are companion stories, there are locations like, for example, Osiris, which is more like a hub with a lot of interactive elements, characters to discuss and talk to, and probably see what's going on in there. And you're choosing the in which direction you want to go. Eventually, you will be going through the story mission, but after that, you will be seeing a lot of options to continue. So let's say semi-open world.
Awesome. I love it. So as we kind of get towards the end here, another kind of more blanket question, and I'm not going to ask how long is the game, because we have no idea. So here's what I'm going to ask you. Conceptually, are you guys shooting for a more Expedition 33 50-ish hour experience, or a more traditional Owlcat 100+ hour mega extravaganza?
You can expect, because it's a different genre and a different story, you can expect the game be a little bit shorter. So from the options that you said, it probably closer to the Expedition 33. But I would want to highlight that there are still a lot of options. There are still a lot of choices and consequences. It's in no way a linear adventure or experience. We still would like to tell the story in our Owlcat way, where you're choosing where to go, what decisions to make, and see consequences of that decision, be it good consequences or bad consequences or weird consequences. And you're working with that and making a story of your own in this universe.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Alexander, I could talk to you for another 2 hours about this, I'm sure. But we're getting close to the end of our time here. Before we go, I wanted to ask you, is there anything you would like to say as one of the first voices of the Expanse from Owlcat? Is there anything you'd like to tell to the community, or is there anything you'd like to highlight that we may have not gone over?
A lot of things. So I would probably highlight that there will be a lot of political intrigues, machinations, and stuff that you expect from the Expanse universe when you immerse into it. Expanse is all about humans being humans despite settling the whole solar system, and we want to emphasize that and allow you to experience that for yourself, seeing best and worst cases of humanity in action. And speaking about the Expanse, we saw it in Protomolecule in the trailer, and that means that Protogen is nearby, and I can say that Protogen will be part of your part of adversaries you will be dealing with, and that brings a whole set of their projects that Protogen worked on, especially one that is very familiar from the second book and second season, Project Caliban. At certain point in the game, you will be facing a human protomolecule hybrid, and that will be a highlight. Another thing that I wanted to highlight that another big focus of our game is space that is very dangerous and unwelcoming, and we want to convey these feelings to our players. So you will be able to get into your spacesuit, feel the magnetic boots click when you move across the hull of the, say, spaceship or space station in zero-G environment, and sometimes you will be even have a shootout in zero-G environments with all the trappings, with all the things that can happen in the space, and where you can go on and not only on the floor but also on the sides, and as in the trailer you should be looking up as well.
Was that a Gamers Never Look Up reference, by the way? Oh, man. I got Alexander, thank you so much for being here. Guys, this has been Alexander Mishulin. He is the creative director at Owlcat Games. Been there for a good while. If you would like more information on their new third-person, single-player, semi-open world RPG, you can find it at reddit.com/r/theexpanserpg. You can also find it on Twitter at the Expanse RPG. And of course, if you want their main website, you can see it all right down there in the bottom right, osirisreborn.owlcat.games. If there is one company that I think could pay this, thank you, Ben Starr, it is Owlcat. So, Alexander, I think I speak for all of us when I just say how much we appreciate your passion. This looks amazing. I'm sorry, just 1 second. We gotta let Ben finish.
Every clap. There it is. The joy of applause.
Okay, thanks, Ben Starr. But anyway, this has been great. Alexander, thank you so much for your time. Please give our best to the team. We cannot wait to hear more about this project. And thank you all for watching. We will see you all next time. Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye. Man! I tell you, we have done more than a few interviews over the last few months, and I gotta say, like, it is so nice how we're continually interviewing people that you can just tell are doing this because they love it. They're doing it because they love what they do, and they want to give us something we're going to love. Not something we're going to buy, not something we're going to get a bunch of cosmetics for. They're making it for us because they want us to enjoy it. And that is, that is so important and appreciated. Anyway, big thank you again to Owlcat for that opportunity. I do want to point out this wasn't sponsored. They just asked if I wanted to interview them, and I was like, you are absolutely right. I would like to. So that's why there's not ad or anything anywhere. So anyway, I'm out of here for now, guys. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of the afternoon off. I will see all of you fine folks tomorrow for more Dune and SGF. We've got some big shows tomorrow. So thank you again to Owlcat. Thank you again to Alexander. Thank you again to you guys for watching. And I will see you guys later for more fun and games. Have a great rest of your night. Hope you like the interview. Bye-bye.